All right. I'm just trying to really get my mouse finger going where this is not a jarring abruption of end of music. Nope, that still didn't happen. I gotta get a softer touch. Kathleen, with the old slider. That's number one that needs to happen on the new iteration. The new iteration.
Ooh.
Interesting portmanteau. The new iteration of the Stoned Fruit Roll-Up launching September 12th. Season 2. Let's not bury the lead. Season 2, September 12th. Welcome, everybody, to the Stoned Fruit Roll-Up. I am your affable host, Rebecca Gunter, here consistently every Thursday at 12 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, and 5 p.m. GMT with my co-host with the most, Kathleen Stewart. Welcome to the last episode of the Stoned Fruit Roll-Up Season 1.
That's crazy.
Season 1. Let's put a pin in the throw spaghetti against the wall. You're watching the show about building the show that you're watching right now, and put on our big girl content creator panties. What do you say?
I love that.
I love that as well. So today is our extravaganza, just kind of ending the season in time for the summer. Kathleen and I are going to scuttle away and continue working on the show, but we're not going to live stream our production meetings as we have been thus far, intermittent with quirky other shows and interviews and, experimentation style content creation as we learn the platform and really dive into what the roll-up is kind of ready to grow up and evolve into. There is no reason for that season if we don't do the work of positioning the show. We've been running blind with no positioning statement, and if you know what that is here at Stoned Fruit Roll-Up, it is at Stoned Fruit, the agency itself, the big mothership. Positioning statements rule the roost as being the guiding light for all things marketing development and strong brand building. Who are your people? What do they need? Who are you? What do you develop? What do you deliver? And why you're special, different, or the one? We do not currently know the answers to those questions ourselves because we've just been kind of playing in the sandbox. Kathleen, here's here to save the day, though, because we've been hard at work in the last several weeks or so. Yeah. You can check out episode 1 where we did discovery with our business besties and fellow fruitsters, Jill Mokes, transformational business coach, and Tony Pareco, content curator and knower of all things storytelling, to position how the roll-up could be. And then Kathleen and I came back, and Kathleen had tried her quite competent value proposition hand at developing some positioning, and we worked through what was rocking about that, refined some ideas, and now we're back to finalize what that could and will be, and that will launch our program into the future. Just a small programming note for folks who are interested. Saturn, Intergalactic Intern Saturn, will be hosting the roll-up all summer long with kind of like a hosted movie night feel of replays and reruns all across the Stoned Fruit multiverse and media library, handpicking favorites to host each week and bringing the Gen Z POV. Bring your popcorn and your convertible drive. Your convertible to drive up to Saturn's. So it's like, it just feels like movie night to me. Or I don't know.
I love that. That's so fun.
I can't wait to see what the kid picks. Saturn can pick from anywhere in the multiverse. Any Stoned Fruit Roll-Up, any business in the raw, any podcast that I've been on, other people's podcasts, anything you want to present, things you've done kind of that we don't even know about yet that might premiere. Whatever Saturn chooses, we're going to get a schedule the first week of June and then we'll publish what that schedule is. And I encourage you to bring up your virtual blanket and see some of what the 16-year-old set thinks is the future of marketing with a curated list of programming for the summer. And in the meantime, me and Kathleen will put on our sunglasses and our beach bags and head to the writer's table. Kathleen, what are your thoughts? How's it going? How's it going, girl?
I'm really excited actually about this positioning statement today. I did your task that you asked me to in creating two and really think about the because why.
Ooh. That's the best part.
Yeah. I think you'll know right away which one's my favorite.
Well, that's always a fun part to watch.
Out of the two of them, I didn't make any like vanilla or chocolates.
Okay. Well,
I wrote two kind of different ones, but to me they're both butterscotch.
They're both butter. One is pistachio, salted caramel, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And dulce de leche, shall we say?
Oh.
I learned a long time ago in my restaurant days.
Oh.
The most impactful things I learned was that if you're not having fun, no one else is having fun. If the bartender and the waitstaff are like having a great time, you'll get people coming back for decades because they want to be around that vibe. And that's what we're bringing here, girl. If we're not having fun, literally, no one else is going to have fun. So let's have fun, and hopefully some folks will want to come along for the ride for the butterscotch or the dulce de leche. Let's see what you got.
I think it's pretty cool that we both really love positioning statements so much. And literally season 1 of Stoned Fruit Roll.Up is how a business operates without a positioning statement. And then like you know what I mean? It's almost like a year-long commercial for why you need to get your shit together.
We set ourselves up for failure. We fell on our own sword, friends. Just so you can cringe along with us as we sailed adrift with absolutely no rudder or map.
But yeah, so I thought that was
You're welcome.
cool.
You're welcome. That is very cool. Tell me why you made that observation. The observation that you just made of, I think it's very cool that you and I both love positioning statements. While we wax about our love of them, we've never really talked about why so much. I'd love your hot take. Why do you love a positioning statement?
Honestly, I just really enjoy them because one, I'm good at them. And
that helps. That always helps.
Yeah, it does. It helps to not be shit. I really like them because in my mind, I think of them like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Like it's just a puzzle. And I personally really enjoy like puzzles. I enjoy word games. Like I play a lot of Sudokus. I like finding things and putting it in together in a way that works to make it whole. Like I don't know like how to explain it. There's just something so satisfying to me about being like lost in business, I guess, or like whatever you're trying to do and try to just articulate it and get down to like this is what it is. And I don't think that like you can really move forward with anything until that's figured out. And I don't know, it's just so rewarding to me.
I love your hot take on it. And I couldn't agree more. I love working within a container and trying to figure out how can I maximize the most. How can I get the most like juice out of the squeeze that is predefined for me? And so we know that, well, at least the Stoned Fruit way, a positioning statement answers the following questions: who are your people? What do they need? Who are you? What do you deliver? And why are you special, different, or the one? Those are really the who, why, where, when, and how questions that you have to
Yeah.
answer in order to market yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's just nebulous and just has no, there's just kind of no clear edges to the container, and it's very hard for other people to talk about you, and it's hard for you to talk about yourself. So I love your hot take of the puzzle. I hadn't thought of it that way, but it is almost like, we've got like our, our little computer fingers on the smart board, and we're moving around all of these pieces to bring forth like a true articulation of what a business is here to do and why, how, and what for.
Yeah, it's just like a little like a Rubik's cube of words in my mind. Just like
not a word salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a composed salad. If it's a word salad, it's a composed salad. It's like a cob. It's got a fine.
It's a classic. You couldn't get it on the menu, but it's needed.
It's got all the elements to it. It's got like the structure of the vegetables. It has some sort of acid. It has some sort of crunch. It has some sort of like salty aspect to it. It's, it's got a very clearly defined container. When you know what it is, like a Cobb salad. What's a Cobb salad? You're not guessing. Like, I don't know. Is it pistachios and apricots? No, motherfucker. It's bacon, chicken, blue cheese, egg. I think. I might be describing a spinach salad, actually.
No, it has eggs in it.
Yeah, bacon.
I think so. I've never actually eaten a Cobb salad because I don't like eggs like that, but that's why I know it has eggs.
I don't like eggs like that.
Yeah.
How do you like your eggs then?
I don't like them cold.
Burning audience question.
I like scrambled eggs, and I like them like a medium poach for what's it called? Eggs Benny. But I don't eat cold eggs. I don't eat egg salad.
What about deviled eggs?
I've never eaten a deviled egg in my life.
That's more for you, Tony.
Oh yeah, Tony, you can have those. Those are gonna make you so smelly.
I don't know. You might take a bite and find it's not terrible. Say that about deviled eggs.
Well, that is true, but if you had put a thing of deviled eggs, I'd be like, I'll try them. I would try them for you, but like I would never make one.
Oh, for me. Well,
yeah.
Okay. When I host you and we host our first ever Stoned Fruit team retreat, I will make deviled eggs.
You're gonna make me deviled eggs, I'll be like, you bitch.
and I'll be like, look, these are optional. You do not have to have one. I want to make it opportunity for you to try one, but if you take
I'm not forcing you to eat them, but I am going to give you the opportunity, Kathleen. I love you.
There's going to be no food, and we'll go on a 2-mile hike first, and you'll be so hungry. That's marketing for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enough culinarianism and yolk 'em ups instead of yuck 'em ups. It's just a little food pun. Let's see what you got. Speaking of positioning statements, let's see what Kathleen has got and is bringing to.
Can you see that?
Tableau. Yes, I'm trying to switch us, so you're the one who's. Okay, let's try that again. I lost us. We're back, and we're back. All right, girl. Can you amplify the font for readability for the fine folks at home? Increase this mucho.
Is that good?
It's better, but no one would ever realistically be able to read this at home. Yeah, get one at a time. There you go. Okay, awesome sauce.
Okay.
Let me look at this full screen. Oh yeah, girl, perfect. You did it. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
do your thing.
I took what we talked about last time, and then thought about my super clever idea for people watching at home or later. What I was trying to articulate in our last episode was I was trying to say talk show. I thought that the Stoned Fruit Roll-Up, not because we were talking about how like an interview show, but not an interview show because no one wants to sit down really anymore and listen to top 5 tips, was a talk show.
I'm obsessed with this idea of a talk show. Obsessed with this idea of a talk show. I think this is it because it allows us to add segmentation, which is really one of the strongest takeaways from our discovery with Jill and Tony, was the desire to create some show segments to give it some body and structure and interest, keep it fun. Everything doesn't have to be live, you know? So a talk show allows us the freedom to do that. You know, maybe now the interview segment is 35 minutes long. And maybe we ask the guests, like, do you want to go live or do you want to do a pre-recorded segment and we'll replay it and you can be there with us in the comments or whatever. It builds so much flexibility, variety, and gives us a finite set of ingredients like the Cobb salad. As long as we have blue cheese crumbles, bacon bits, you know, grilled chicken, iceberg lettuce, and I feel like there's another thing, but I can't. I'm gonna have to look it up while you're going. I'm gonna have to look it up. Folks in the comments, tell us what's in a goddamn Cobb salad. Okay, back to you, Kathleen.
Okay, so this is my version 4. For those who are slightly off kilter and crave shareable, binge-worthy content, Rebecca and Kat are the hostesses with the mostest who fuel online discussions, challenge conventional thinking, and celebrate the beautifully bizarre because fitting in is overrated.
Fitting in is overrated just made me tingly in my special place.
I know.
That made me tingly in my special place. I would give a little bit of constructive feedback here and say we really need a that delivers piece. Like, are we that delivers fun segments, hot topics, teachable moments, something concrete more than in addition to the vibe.
What about challenging conventional thinking?
Well, that we're not exactly delivering that. That's kind of our functionality, I guess. But when people, my suggestion or my kind of contention here is that, you know, people see like, oh, what's this show about? I think I'm going to go to the roll up and challenge my conventional thinking. I feel we need something in addition to this sentence that describes what the show, the concept of the show, more than in addition to the vibe of the show. Yeah, I get the vibe. And we haven't mentioned Stoned Fruit Roll.Up in this one at all yet.
Well, last time you told me that I could make it about us. I will go back and find it. No, you said I could write it about you and me and not about Stoned Fruit Roll-Up. So I wrote both of them about that.
You can. In this one, I would say that it's for the roll-up. That it even for the roll-up and funk. I have to make this full screen to read it, but for the roll-up and people who appreciate something off kilter. I can't remember how the first of it goes.
Goes for those who are slightly off kilter and crave shareable, binge-worthy content. Rebecca and Kat are the hostesses with the mostest who fuel online discussions, challenge conventional thinking, and celebrate the beautifully bizarre because fitting in is overrated.
And it's really nice. In the piece where at the very end, can you share this document with me? You just send it.
Pretty sure I did.
You probably did, girl.
It says people with access is me and you.
Okay, well, in the private chat here in StreamYard, will you give me the link to it so I can look at it directly?
Mm-hmm.
In the private chat.
In our private chat.
I need access. Request access. This is the real work of brand strategy, you guys. This is how it is. Truly
Do you want your other email address then?
Well, it just happens to be. Look, peek behind the curtain at how Rebecca's chaotic production house here in my office.
I know. I got it.
StreamYard is in RebeccaGunter.com.
I know.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Thanks. Okay, I'm in here.
Okay.
Now, you should actually be able to see me be in here in StreamYard, which is kind of cool. Yeah. I have to think about this one. Here's what I love. Shareable, binge-worthy content. I love hostesses with the mostesses. I love fuel online discussions, challenge conventional thinking, and celebrate the beautifully bizarre. Things I think we're missing is just kind of like what's actually on the menu. And I'm not 100% sure where to put it in there, but like business conversations, tech, and I'm making these up, but something, like celebrate the beautifully bizarre. I'm so for it, but I don't know if that means I'm steampunk. I'm gonna look at, human oddities. I'm gonna look at like weird bugs. Like I don't know. So while all of this mood is a challenge conventional thing, I love it. Celebrate the beautifully bizarre online discussions. I think we just need a tiny bit of grounding here that is like business, entrepreneurial related.
Is it though? Because last time when we talked, you were like, is this what we're actually going to be talking about? Because if we're not sitting down and talking about like 5 best tips to do blah, 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 then it's not entrepreneurial content. It's not business anything.
Is that true? Are we not doing business at all?
I was under the impression that we would talk to people in business, but I don't think about people in business, but I'm not business itself from my understanding. Unless we're a business talk show.
Well, that's
like, what would you put in a business talk show?
Well, that's the thing, right? That's the rub.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the thing is I don't exactly know.
Well, we did discuss several different kind of ideas for segmentation that I do think are around business building. It's not procedural. Unless the interviews become procedural, like Jody telling us all about how to present information visually, or Jill coming on and talking about how to rewild your business, and she's got like, a methodology or something to go along with that. And then we talked about a segment. Remember, we talked about the segment that was like, what's up with that, or what the fuck, or something like that. That was hosted by you. That was observations that you'd found in the like entrepreneurial arena that really ground your gears. Question mark. We have Saturn and Discord. We have live coaching as a segment. So all of those are still reading business. Agree or disagree? I'm genuinely asking.
Oh, I agree. I just didn't understand that. From our last conversation, I thought we were moving away from it. Can we not like put something like in like celebrate the beautifully, obviously I'm just fucking winging it right now.
Yeah.
Bizarre in like the business arena or something like that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And it's fair balls to you, as they say in Ireland. Of course, it's not clear because we're refining and defining it right now. And all of these discussions, all these ideas get thrown out, etc. And it's not for you to.
Well, that's the beauty of the positioning is, of course, we don't know what the hell we're doing because we haven't positioned it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point of it.
Exactly right. So I think that if we add that just container on it, that would that would seal it for me. So that again, well, what kind of mayhem am I participating in? What's the
entrepreneurial mayhem?
Well, maybe maybe that's it with like a Muppet Show feel. I don't know.
I love that.
I do know. I think that we are moving towards again like this just kind of beautiful Yahtzee cup filled with different segments, and we can laundry list what those segments are. There are takeovers, like UK all day. I think it would be really fun to do a switcheroo with another podcast where we host their podcast and they host this one. I think that there are interviews with people who have maybe unpopular ideas or status quo smashers or like have a different way of doing things that we talk about their purpose brand. I think there are people who are creatives who talk about how to, I keep bringing Jody back because she's such an easy grab of like how to choose the images for your PowerPoint. And I think that we do need to insert delightfully approachable commercials for Stoned Fruit. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Doing infomercials, or I think it would be adorable to have just kind of like 6 rotating ones that everybody puts their spin on. Open for live coaching again. That's a lot. That's a lot to kind of play with and mix and match. And to your point of a puzzle, like, we have a 35-minute interview slot. Now we can plug in, a 5-minute segment from Saturn. Now we can plug in 35, 40, 10 minutes of an infomercial. Now we can plug in this kind of like end plus a beginning and an end. And then we actually do have a badass business bitch talk show.
Yeah.
I mean, I know badass is cliche right now, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, exactly with your positioning statement here and with the what's really on the menu for the content consumer. A badass business bitch talk show. Thoughts?
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, let's see number 2.
Oh no, I'm worried.
Oh, why? This is positioning. Okay, delicious. I'm gonna full screen myself. I think, yep, so I can see it. Through the magic of StreamYard. For burnt out and bold baddies who are exhausted by mediocrity. That is really interesting. Curate blunt, meme-worthy content to fuel online discussions, lighten the entrepreneurial load. Yes to that. Improve, not everything has to suck because girls just want to have fun. I'm reading it out loud. That's for you to read. You read it out loud. Go ahead, girl. I'm sorry, I got excited.
That's okay. For the burnt out and bold baddies who are exhausted by mediocrity, Rebecca and Kat curate blunt, meme-worthy content to fuel online discussions, lighten the entrepreneurial load, and prove that not everything has to suck because girls just want to have fun.
Cute.
Thanks.
Real cute. Really cute.
Thanks.
Yeah, scroll up and let me see the other one again. Scroll down or whatever it is. For those who are slightly off kilter and crave shareable, binge-worthy content, Beck and Kat are the hostess with the mostest who fuel online discussions, challenge conventional thinking. Okay, let me actually get back here. Folks at home, this is what we do. I'm going to go back to your original document, and let's do some highlighting.
Okay, but like, aren't those freaking cute though?
Girl, let's not gloss over it. And there's so much meat here on the bone. There's so much to work with. Okay. I love this piece. I love this piece. I love this piece. I absolutely love this piece. As far as I'm concerned, that's the winner. Okay. I like that a lot. I don't want to say love it yet because there's so many other things in here that win the personality face off for me. So I'm going to yellow it for now. Yes, that is so hot. Curate blunt, meme-worthy content. Lighten the entrepreneurial load. 100%. This is a value statement I want to talk about fully transparently. You and me developing Stoned Fruit as a company.
Mm-hmm.
It is around, and I don't know the answer to this, so I'm not leading us to a outcome I've already, determined. How snarky versus negativity versus toxic positivity versus punching up is the Stoned Fruit brand voice. Do we say everything doesn't have to suck? Is that something we would say? I don't know the answer. I'm serious. I don't know. Is it or is it not? I'm cognizant not to punch down because I think that it's a turn off. And I'm not saying this is punching down, but just in general, I really try to always punch up as much as I can without also being Pollyannish and smarmy and saccharine and insincere and like annoying. We love real talk here, and we also don't want to be like a bummer of a vibe either. What are your thoughts?
I think that the goal, in my opinion, would just to be truthful. I think Stone Fruit is truthful, and some people will see stuff as punching down, and some people will resonate it, but not everybody is our people.
Agreed.
So I can't really answer your question. Like I just heard punching down for the first time the other day from you. I have no idea like what that means. Like never heard that in my life.
Well, it is in the zeitgeist, and I can understand where people have never heard before. So punching up being never not throwing people under the bus unconstructively. It means like if you've got a spin on a story, always look for the hero rather than the villain. It's really about it kind of interpreting or spinning. So not everything has to suck. This isn't me punching down at this copy either.
I know.
I'm just trying to find where we fit in the like snarky say something.
But
not
I
everything.
was going. I'm going off of like the burnt out and bold baddies. I feel like people like that would say, "Wow, this really fucking sucks." They're burnt out. They're in that mind space.
Then maybe I would just condition it. Maybe like not everything about business or not everything about a thing has to suck. Kind of along the lines of blah 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 is a tough job, but you don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
And not everything about business has to be hard. That would work. Something along those lines, or arduous, or siloed, or agonizing, or whatever it is you're really trying to articulate here.
See, I find the word like saying like something is hard is more negative than saying it sucks.
Well, what the word I really care about is here. Not everything about blank has to suck. Like, I would love to see us be specific by adding about something, about business building, about going out on your own, about building a plane while flying, about just whatever you think that can often suck, that the burnout is coming from.
To prove that. What about and prove that not everything about business has to be boring because girls just want to have fun?
Hey! Now this is hot, and you got me going, because our tagline is "No brand deserves to be boring."
I know, that's kind of why I tried to avoid using it, but maybe that was an error. But
prove that not everything about business has to be boring. Case in point, future clients and people we're hoping to influence. Not everything about business has to be boring. How do we know? We have a badass business bitch talk show. That's how we promote this business. What interesting and creative thing do you want to do? What how can you break out of the funnel building beep bop boop paradigm and create something good? I just saw there's a Oreo movie. Did you see? Did you see this? Did you hear about this, folks? Have you seen that there's an Oreo movie?
No, are you talking about the Pop-Tart one?
That is also well, maybe the thing I saw about Oreos was actually promoting the Pop-Tart thing.
Is it called Unfrosted?
I do know about Unfrosted, but look, that is a commercial.
Yeah.
Barbie is a commercial. And I think that like the ultimate goal of the Stoned Fruit Roll-Up, yes, in order for it to be successful, it needs to have some sort of an audience. And in order to have an audience, it has to be interesting. So the functionality of this show right now is to build a better commercial or make a better commercial. Make a better commercial for our guests who are on it. Make a better commercial for Stoned Fruit, the agency and sponsor of this show. Make a better commercial for Kathleen Stewart. Make a better commercial for Rebecca Gunter. Make a better commercial for Tony and Jill UK all day. Make a better commercial for people who are in the comments. Like, everything is a commercial. Let's be fucking for real. Everything is a commercial. Let's just make them better. That's my rant. That's me popping off. Make a better commercial. So, okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the work at hand, shall we? So, what are your gut feelings about the two of these based on, how we've just kind of talked about them?
I don't know. I like them. Like, obviously, I wrote them.
Yes, but eventually we'll have to decide on one. So,
or we just use both of them and make a different one together.
I agree that's where we're headed with that. You're way ahead of the game. Yes, let's do the work. So if you were actually coming through Stoned Fruit and having like a define your brand clinic like the one we're having right now, we were looking at 3 different versions, or sometimes it takes 5, and creating the best of the best with this what Jill calls a Frankenstein version to polish the perfect plum. So you are asking folks at home on YouTube and also on LinkedIn the real work. This is how the sausage gets made. Pulling back the curtain on brand strategy. Okay, so Kathleen, our first challenge here is, who is it for? Is it for burnt out and bold baddies? Is it for those who are slightly off kilter? I would also argue that we could still come back here and consider for entrepreneurs, all of those are for entrepreneurs. So is it for burnt out and bold baddies? Is it for those who are slightly off kilter? And I also
like slightly off kilter.
I also suggested that it could be for the show itself, that we're positioning the hosts for the show itself. Like for the Stoned Fruit Roll.Up. Let's play with it. I'm not throwing out slightly off kilter because it's going to get in there. Who needs the hostess with the mostest?
I love that.
There we go. Just rearranging things. For Stoned Fruit Roll-Up needs hostesses with the mostesses who fuel online discussions, challenge conventional thinking, and celebrate the beautifully bizarre. Rebecca and Kat are the slightly off kilter.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta get to our real positioning statement. Slightly off kilter. Badass business bitches. I'm just putting it in there.
Yeah, but I love that. I think that's hysterical.
Because that is how we've been talking about ourselves. And it is in the zeitgeist. If Tony weren't slaving away at the office today and was in the comments, he would remind us where the meme for badass business bitch. Oh, I think it's from the podcast Hey Riddle Riddle. Badass business bitch. Badass business bitch. So that is us. Who deliver? Proof that not everything in business has to be boring. I'm getting so excited. You did such a good job.
Thanks.
In a talk show format, we can fix this. Just bear with me. Stylized, maybe. Just bear with it.
I love ideas aren't like showstopper ideas. Okay, just bear with me. It's a first.
I love this piece here. Lighten the entrepreneurial load. Let's see if we can get that in there.
I like that.
and make a connection in the comments because I think that is really important. Boom. 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 Hold it. Let's take the formatting out. Oh my god. Girl, you made so much meat. All right. No highlighting. Let us put it all in purple. Stone fruit. For the Stoned Fruit Roll-Up, who needs hostesses with the mostest, who fuel online discussions, challenge conventional thinking, and celebrate the beautifully bizarre, Rebecca and Kat are the slightly off-kilter, badass business bitches who deliver proof that not everything about business has to be boring in a talk show format, segmented and stylized in meme-worthy content to lighten the entrepreneurial load and make a connection in the comments because fitting in is overrated.
That's cutie. I find it a bit long. Is it too wordy? But it's just for us.
I mean, that's a really friendly reminder for the folks at home that a positioning statement is inherently internal. Now, of course, if you do it right, you're going to be bursting at the seams to share it in various iterations and broken up over time. Let's explore that though, because the challenge, the beauty of the puzzle, as you brought up at the beginning or the top of this show, the beauty of the puzzle is that the tighter you can get, the more functional it is. It forces you. So many clients try and talk me into making it 2 sentences for just this reason. I'm like, the exercise itself of getting it in 1 sentence forces succinctness, forces it, and then you can flesh it out and expand it. But having too much to work with does not keep a tight container. So if that is the case for you and you feel this is too long, what would you like to lose? I want to lose none of it, girl. None of it. I am into it. I am into it. But this is essentially your positioning statement and your baby.
No, it's ours.
Okay, it's ours in Co-Creation Nation.
Can we just put like for the Stoned Fruit Roll-Up talk show, who needs hostesses with the mostest, who fuel online discussions, challenge conventional thinking, and can we put talk show up there?
Sure. And then let me lose it here.
Yeah.
Now, is this something you want to lose?
Who deliver proof that not everything about business has to be boring.
So now this doesn't make sense without in a talk show format.
Shut up. I'm thinking. Who deliver proof that not everything about business has to be boring. What about like by creating segmented and stylized in meme-worthy content to lighten the entrepreneurial load? Something like that.
Do we think we need... How about live and segmented?
Yeah.
Meme-worthy content. Because we are live.
Yes.
And we haven't said how often. Weekly. Weekly live and segment. Which doesn't make it necessarily shorter, but maybe the density is lifted. Presenting weekly live and segmented meme-worthy content that lightens the entrepreneurial load and makes a connection in the comments. That's better.
Yeah, I love that. I love everything about that.
Yeah, I agree. Meme-worthy content on YouTube. That's too much. We don't need to say the platform. The platform could change anytime. I'm getting into my bar. The platform could change anytime.
It could change anytime.
All right, you want to read it out loud? You want to read it out loud?
For the Stoned Fruit Roll.Up talk show, who needs hostesses with the mostest, who fuel online discussions, challenge conventional thinking, and celebrate the beautifully bizarre, Rebecca and Kat are the slightly off-kilter, badass business bitches who deliver proof that not everything about business has to be boring. Presenting weekly live and segmented meme-worthy content that lightens the entrepreneurial load and makes a connection in the comments because fitting in is overrated.
I'm going to cry.
I love that.
I'm going to cry.
Work, Mama! I did so good!
You did so good. You had creative control over this. You took minimal guidance. You followed your heart. You argued for your reasons to believe. You experimented with several versions, and you came up with something that you can really get behind.
I heckin' love it. I think that's so fun.
I agree. And how awesome will it be to produce season 2, knowing that this is our positioning, knowing that this is what we're going to do.
Can we have do we have a tagline yet?
I think the tagline is because fitting in is overrated.
I was just gonna say, can we use that as our tagline for everything? Just fitting in is overrated.
Spoiler alert! Yeah, spoiler alert for anyone who does positioning with Stoned Fruit. The because only is almost always the tagline.
Yeah.
But if I tell people that up front, they feel a lot of pressure. So
on that one part, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't until at the end. I'm like, congratulations, you have a tagline. It's a boy. It's a girl. It's a they. It's a them. I don't know. Yeah, that's the tagline because fitting in is overrated.
And I think that speaks a lot of volumes to like the stuff that we really care about in the entrepreneurial realms and the kind of people that we want to talk to and the stuff that we just generally do.
Well, and friendly reminder that the Stoned Fruit positioning is for maverick thinkers, status quo smashers, disruptors, unpopular ideas, soapboxes that need amplified. So fitting in is overrated is exactly in alignment with the Stoned Fruit audience, meaning for the company, I guess we would call it capital S, capital F, the company. Now our major media platform is in alignment with the people we serve there. And we have won. We have won, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is what success looks like.
I love that so much.
Yeah, me too. So what you and I will do is take the summer off from going live. Saturn's going to handle the lift so that our pulse does not flatline, just in terms of the platforms we're on and the visibility we're trying to gain, not lose any momentum. And you and I will be behind the scenes developing the assets we need to promote the show and also like fully articulating out the segments, getting things scheduled, creating a better guest onboarding experience, overall up-leveling the impact of this platform to the best of our badass business bitch ability.
I love that.
Okay, girl. We did it. 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 I will remind our audience at home that we have a job to do here. This is our Stoned Fruit YouTube channel, which you are watching the show, unless you're kind of sneaking in on the LinkedIn. Please do us a kindness. Check out the rest of the library. See what else is on here. See if you can predict what Saturn's going to curate for the summer replay series. check out a few other episodes. Check out our other show, Business in the Raw. Check out some hot takes from 100 TV earlier this year. More. The Cat has her own playlist. Saturn has their own playlist. Explore some UK all days. Next week, we will do something completely quirky and off kilter. What did we decide, Kat? We're going to replay UK all day Christmas version.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like, I know that I can watch it any point in time, but I will come back next week anyways to rewatch it.
I probably we'll have to kind of dig a little bit here in our curated playlist. No, I can find it right away. Don't play it. I will get confused by the audio. But UK all day, adorable spinoff that we host here. There are 4 episodes from last year in which we're not even in the room. This is our dear friends and fruitsters, Tony Pareco and Jill Mokes, who come together and discuss all things across the pond. So kicking off summer season will be something super quirky with UK All Day Christmas Edition replay, and then come back in June and join us as Saturn. Oh my God, it's like a mash on portmanteau of your names. Where Saturn will host the summer replay series with a curated Gen Z POV of all things Stoned Fruit content, and me and affable and adorable and badass business bitch co-host Kathleen Stewart, and I will be back on September 12th live with the new iteration of the Stoned Fruit Roll-Up, because fitting in is what?
Overrated.
Fitting in is overrated. We did it, girl.
Look what I did, Mom!
Oh, I'm so proud of you. You did it. I'm so proud of you. And what a beautiful, marketable skill. Anybody who wants Kathleen to dive into your business value proposition, reach out to us here at Stoned Fruit and get some of her hot takes for you and your business development. Right, girl?
I'm just so happy.
I am too. I've tried to position this show several times on my own. There's been a lot popping off actually on the LinkedIn right now about getting a facilitator to help you figure out what your positioning and messaging is. And of course, that's a drum we beat here with a plum. A drum we beat a plum, but this is just a pure, unmitigated example of how together we can hold the mirror up and create something awesome, because I've not been able to do this on my own for this show in a way that makes me excited about watching it. This position makes me excited about watching it.
I'm excited to do it. I think it also was, I don't know, it was hard because I'm close to it.
That's
but
why.
Also it would I don't know. It was hard, but it took me 2 weeks to come up with those 2 because I'm so close to it. I've been working with you on this business and everything for a while, and it's just like a little baby that I just wanted to nurture.
I think the thing that makes it hard also for somebody who's really close to it is a little bit of fear, honestly. Fear around letting it be what you actually want it to be, because you're afraid that it doesn't satisfy it doesn't satisfy the assignment. Like, okay, well, this is a marketing company, so I guess we should talk about marketing, or how to bring something to life that feels like, fuck yeah, I want to be a part of that show. I want to come on. I want to be a guest. I want to get live coaching. I want a commercial in there. I mean, who is to say, Kathleen, that we could not be selling commercial airtime if we can create something worth watching for other people?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you want to see a Taylor Campia branded photography commercial in there? Wouldn't you want to hear Jill come on and pitch, a one-on-one coaching with her? Wouldn't it be awesome to see Paul do a commercial for his video services, or Jody do a little thing? So I think that would be very cool too. Open it up to creatives to play along beyond just being in the audience, but actually being a part of how we move forward in the entrepreneurial arena.
Well, yeah, that's Co-Creation Nation.
Co-Creation Nation. Great job, girl.
Thanks.
Great job. We did it, and we came to the end of our show with grace and gumption and gratitude. What G words do you want to throw out?
I don't know.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, goodbye. All right. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you in September.